Ashley, let's go to the hotline, and let's bring in. I don't know. Probably there may not have been phones the last time we were able to say the head coach of the 5-0 Mabank Panthers, but here we are saying it. The head coach of the 5-0 Mabank Panthers.
Come on, Greg.
Coach Zack Hudson joins us. Hey, Coach, how are things in Mabank?
Well, they're pretty good.
I will tell you. Now I'm being glib, but it has been a while since Mabank has been cooking like this. 5-0. You guys, this is a program that hasn't won 5 games in an entire season since 2007. I guess what is the mood? What is the vibe around town right now?
Oh, there's a lot of people excited. Our community's still strong. They just want to see us be successful. And we packed the house last Friday, and it was a very, very fun environment for our kids and for our community.
You're there in your second year there at Mabank, and this is a program you took over that was struggling a little bit. First year didn't go to the way that you guys were hoping, at just 2-7. What has been the difference this year? What has clicked for you guys that has you guys rolling right now?
Well, last year people say it didn't go as well, but it took us about a half a year to figure things out with the kids, and completely new coaching staff, and it took us 5-6 games to figure out where people fit best in the system. And we just kind of got rolling late last year, and we were playing good football, just turned the ball over too much, and it rolled into this year. The kids had confidence. We moved the ball on a lot of people last year, so they had confidence going in. We just had to fix some things, and they were able to fix them. We hired a couple new coaches that helped out a lot, and the kids were eager. They really were, and they could see a light at the end of the tunnel from last year, and they carried it over to this year.
That's interesting because you mentioned that, and we talked so much about how winning is kind of contagious, and wins beget wins. Even though last year the record may not have been what you guys were wanting, you saw those signs that you guys were turning a corner, even when maybe some of the results weren't going your way.
Absolutely. We suited up 38 kids last year, and the last Saturday we had a film session. We had 38 kids at it.
Wow.
And that goes to show you, even the seniors that were leaving could feel it. They could feel them get better. They could feel the team get better. The environment was where it needed to be. We just came on too late. But I give credit to coaches that were here last year. I give credit to players that were here last year for a lot of success we're having this year, because I think a lot of it has carried over.
We're talking with Zack Hudson, the head coach at the Mabank Panthers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, one of the things that strikes me as the spot of the biggest improvement for y'all has been on the defensive side. This is last year the defense gave up something along the lines of 30 points per game. This year, through 5 games, just 13 points per game. What is it on the defensive side that has changed or clicked for you guys?
Oh, we have a lot of guys that played last year, that came back this year. We changed the defense up. We went back to something I was a little more used to in the 4-3, and it kind of just fit our kids a little better. Again, last year it was hard because we didn't know what the kids were better at. Mm-hmm. And, we had to stick to what we brought. And we changed it up a little bit this year due to personnel. And another thing that helps you on defense is when your offense hangs on to the ball.
Yeah.
And we haven't had near the turnovers this year. And so I give credit to the offensive guys a lot that we've been able to, keep the points down, because our offense has held on to the ball a lot better this year than we did last year.
Well, and furthermore, on to that same, it's not just about turnovers. You guys are a team that is designed to sit on the ball. You guys are a wing T attack. You are a guy who's always even when you were at Howe, you guys were a team that grinded it out on the ground, and that wing T is really cooking for you guys. One thing I'm always interested in asking coaches who run this style of offense is the wing T is not an offense predicated on superstars. It is not a star-making type offense. That is everybody grabs the rope and pulls in the same direction. How do you build with these guys I guess, the attitude of let's all do our job and we'll do better, knowing full well that they're probably not going to get the headlines. They're probably not going to get, people coming out there to take their photo. How do you kind of build that team mentality?
Well, I do think, we run more of a slot tee than a wing tee. So everything is tied up in that box. We rarely have a receiver out wide. And when I believe as a coach that's done this for a little while now, but when you run that style of offense, it makes your defense better because when you see it every day and you pound every day, the pounding at a game is normal. Mm-hmm. And so you're better run stoppers on defense when you run this style of offense. And then on top of it, you're absolutely right, is every kid's got to hold the rope. Mm-hmm. It's not designed for superstars. It's designed for 4 yards in a cloud of dust. And you can do that with some kids that might not be able to run a spread offense and kick step on the offensive line and hold off 320-pound defensive linemen. But in this offense, you can do some things to take advantage of weaknesses at certain spots and not have to have a superstar offensive line or anything else. You just have to do some other things right. And so it helps our kids in that sense. And it's just fit us. It really has. I think the last time they were 5-0, they were running the wing tee. So there's something to it here in Mabank.
Yeah, listen, it's maybe they were just waiting for the right fit. If there is a headliner on your offense, and by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, I would lean towards a guy like Dakota Shaw, a guy who's a 2-year returning starter there at the running back spot, and he is a thumper. He is a guy who I know runs tough and is a very physical running back. You're the guy who gets to see him every day in practice. What is it about Dakota Shaw that makes him special?
He's a big kid. He's a load to bring down, and he does bring a little bit of speed with his size. We have another kid that's about his same size, and Jeffrey Peterson, that does a great job of blocking for everybody. And then, really our GoDaddy is Jacob McCray that really gets on the edge. And he actually plays defense a lot, and but he's averaging, I think, 2 touchdowns a game, and he probably doesn't play but maybe half the snaps on offense. And so, it's once again in this offense, it gets, that ball gets tossed around to different people, and it takes everybody, and they all do a good job at it. Marcus Pruitt, one of our other running backs, does a great job. But, they all get their touches. They just get them in different ways than throwing the ball to them.
I want to go back to when you made the move over to Mabank. You were at Howe before that, and doing good things at Howe. You guys, if you talk about a guy who's been able to turn around programs, you helped turn around, kind of steer the ship in the right direction there at Howe. You move on to Mabank. I know that was not the first time your phone had rung, but I'm interested, especially now a year into it. Why has Mabank been such a good fit for you?
I'm kind of a small town guy, and I really don't have a big interest into being inside the Metroplex. We've actually moved from down south, where I was a head coach at Weimer for 2 years, and moved up this area to take care of my granddad, and he passed away, so we wanted to get a little further south. No time frame or anything, just something we were looking at. But when the Mabank job came open, I was familiar with it because I have some family in Canton, which is only 15 miles down the road. So I was familiar with the lake area and stuff like that. And, threw my name in the hat and good things came from it. But God has blessed me and with some great coaches and great kids. And so, once again, I'm blessed again with the same scenario.
There's just some good football being played on Cedar Creek Lake between y'all and Malakoff. It's something's in the water out there.
Yeah, you can say that. But it is, and it's a total different style of football too. When you take what they do and what we do, but it is, and I think every small school has its ups and downs. Kemp was so strong for so many years for the last couple of years, and Eustis and everything else. So everybody kind of goes through their lumps, but hopefully we're bringing some pride back to the area, and I know our community's been real supportive and been real good for us.
We're talking with Zack Hudson, head coach at Mabank here on Texas Football Today. You're in your open week. I'm always very careful not to say a bye week or an off week because I know it's not an off week. What are you looking to accomplish in your open week?
Well, we go back to basics. We go back to what we did in two-a-days, because I think when you game plan as coaches, sometimes you get away from it after 3 or 4 weeks, and you get away from those things that you see on film like they should know what to do because we did it, but then you turn around and say, we ain't done it 3 weeks. And so we go back and we just start over and make sure we understand what we do, and whether that be on offense or defense. And we go back to the basics for 2 days, and that's all we teach. We don't worry about Crandall right now till today. And now we start game planning a little bit for them. But for 2 days straight, we practice just like we did at two-a-days, and go back to the basics and make sure we understand, our 6 base plays that we run on offense, and make sure we understand our 2 base defenses that we run, and, everything we have to do out of them.
Speaking of which, after your open week, you guys do go on the road to your District 9 4A Division I opener, on the road at Crandall. And not going to ask you to give away your game plan. I know that you're asking your kids not to focus on Crandall, but I also know that the coach's office has a door, and you guys can focus on Crandall within those walls. Not, like I said, not going to ask you to give away your game plan, but when you take a look at what you're up against the Pirates next week, what do you see?
Well, I think you're going to get the same thing out of them. They're a well-coached team. Coach Carey's been there for a while, so they know what they're doing. Every kid on that field knows what they're doing, and you can tell when you watch the film. They're going to have some very fast athletes out on the field, faster than we are. But most of the time, people are faster than we are. So we have to learn, and we've had to teach our kids how to contain speed. And so we try to do that. And, last year we were in the ball game till the second half, and we turned the ball over too much. And I think if we take care of the ball, we'll be in the ball game. But this district is a very tough district, and everybody's kind of. I mean, you go look at everybody's record and scores, and everybody's playing pretty good. And so. We're going to have to show up every Friday night with our best game.
Yeah, and, that was kind of my final question there. Is about 9 4A Division I. I think folks look at Midlothian Heritage, obviously a team that started the year state ranked. They've struggled a little bit, but playing a very difficult schedule. You add in a team like Waxahachie Life that's playing really good ball right now. Athens, of course, always a problem. Whenever you take a look at District 9 4A Division I, from your perspective, how do you see it?
Well, there's only one team on our schedule that everybody kind of plays, and when I say everybody, a couple of teams played, and that was Ferris.
Yeah. Everybody
kind of fared the same with Ferris. It's hard to tell, though, because Ferris had some different kids out in different games. So, how those matchups happen, who knows? But, the way we roll things here and, our kids do is, the type of offense we have, type of defense we run, we have to worry about ourselves and not pay attention to all that. And we game plan and prepare, but we have to execute what we do best. And, it's going to be a tough district. It always is, always will be. And we're going to find out how good we are.
There are big things cooking out there off 175 there in Cedar Creek Lake as the Mabank Panthers are 5-0. Their coach is Zack Hudson. Coach, really appreciate your time. Again, congratulations on the fantastic start. Enjoy your open week, and best of luck next week and down the road.
Thank you, sir.
There you go, Zack Hudson, head coach of the Mabank Panthers.